Yeah, hello, good evening. How are you? Welcome to another session of Ask the Doctors. My name is Dr. Frederick Unubohai. I'm a licensed medical doctor. Now, on this program, we teach, we educate, we make health education as simple as ABC for you to understand. I'm the host of this program, and people call me Dr. Fredostar. I always tell you good life in that sense. My co host is Dr. Israel Yoruba Nose. You also join me on the program. Now, today we'll be talking about something very interesting. The title of today's program tonight is What Should I Eat? What food should I eat? This is the title of our program tonight. And I have a guest with me tonight. We have a nutritionist on the program tonight to talk to us about food, what to eat, what not to eat. Is this food good for you? What should you do about your diet? But before I bring him up, I want you to understand something that please, we don't treat on this platform. We don't prescribe medications. Our job here is just to teach you. Are we okay? So help me share the live session. And I'm going to bring up our guests. We are streaming live on Facebook and we're also streaming live on YouTube. So wherever you're watching me from, you're welcome. Ivia Gloria, good evening. Ogiame, good evening. Watching from France. Okay, welcome, welcome. Without wasting your time, I'm going to bring up our guest tonight. He's ready to start talking to us, and I can see that you are here. Now, let me introduce our guest. Without wasting your time, ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome on the program for the very first time, Odukonya Finyolowa. Finyolowa, good evening. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. Good evening, Dr. Frederick.
It's nice having you here. This program, I've been wanting to have a nutritionist for a very long time. And when I came across it, I said, there's no just time to waste. Let me bring Finyolowa on the program tonight. Like, we have a lot to discuss. Me, I have my own. My viewers, they have a lot to ask you tonight. But I want to ask you something.
Yes.
What is it like? What is life like a nutritionist? Tell me, what is your day-to-day life as a nutritionist like?
Okay, so my day-to-day life as a nutritionist varies.
Yeah.
On days where I have consultations and days where I do not have consultations. So let me
Okay.
I'll do both. I'll run you through both what is like. So I
Okay.
get into the clinic and then
Yeah.
I just check through to see all my appointments for the day because my clients
Hmm.
don't just come in, they're on appointments. And
Okay.
then I say, oh, this, and then I just go through their cases and then I speak to their doctors. Also, what are the
Okay.
any update from them, and then I go through the EMR to see if there's any report I need to get through, and then
Okay.
my client come in, we have our discussions, conversations, usually technically 30 minutes, 1 hour, depending on how extensive your case is, and then
Hmm.
from there is a report generated and sent to your email
Hmm.
few days after, but then you get all the information that you need in order to prepare you for the new stage that you're going for
Yeah.
pending the time that you get your report and your meal plan. And then on days where I do not have consultations, I
Mhm.
work on my meal plans for my clients and all of that after their report sent out. And then one different thing that we do at my clinic compared to every other clinic in the
Mhm.
country is that after their nutrition consult, they have a chef session, a practical chef session, which puts our client through on their food preparatory process and so guides them on how to prepare their meals in order to meet with their nutritional requirement that we have just discussed. So during the
Mhm.
chef session, you could either come in with your chef, you could come in with your cook, or you could just come in
Mm.
alone. So typically that's
Mhm.
what my day is like.
This is a big man nutritionist, though. You come with your chef or you have a chef. God. Okay, let me ask you one more before I go into the discussion today. I see that you're also making content. How is content creation like for you?
Okay, so yes, if I am not doing the regular clinical thing, I am
Yeah,
creating content. And I
yeah.
must say, content creation is not just how people put it out there that is pretty easy. I'll say it takes a lot of work, it takes a lot of brainstorming and all of
Mhm.
that. So you have to draft, to strategize and all of that. So it's going fine. However, I must say it's one very tasking thing to do.
Yeah, it is. Welcome everybody. If you're just watching us, this is the Ask the Doctors program. This program has been on for going to 5 years now. Every Sunday by 8 p.m. Nigerian time, we are here every Sunday, myself and Dr. Israel, the co-host. Now I want to ask you, Fee,
Yes,
what
please.
role does nutritionists play in healthcare delivery? Most times, honestly, most times, we mention doctors,
Hmm?
we mention nurses, we
Yes.
mention pharmacists. If you
Yes.
ask somebody outside, oh, what do you think? Who are the healthcare professionals? They mention doctors, nurses, pharmacists, maybe physiotherapists. But it's not common to hear nutritionist. That is why I
Yes.
want to start with this question. What role do nutritionists play in healthcare delivery as a whole?
Okay, so a nutritionist is a vital member of the healthcare team, and one thing we need to understand is that in the clinical sector, there's what we call the multidisciplinary team, which consists of various healthcare professionals. Technically, most clients or most patients do not know this, but yes,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
we do what we call a multidisciplinary team in at the clinic or at the hospital. So everybody has their role
yeah,
to play, and a nutritionist is a very vital person or a key person,
yeah,
especially if
yeah.
you're managing chronic diseases. So a nutritionist plays a very great role right from assessment. So the funny thing is
Mm-hmm,
that a nutritionist assessment is quite different from your doctor's assessment. So while your
okay.
doctor would assess you and tell you, oh, this and that, you have diabetes, that's where it
Mm-hmm,
ends, and then you're probably placed on medication and all of that. Your nutritionist goes further. Okay, let's say you have diabetes and all of that for quite some time, and then you come back into the clinic, and then your blood sugar levels is still spiked and all of that, and it's not regulated. A nutritionist would have a conversation with you. Okay, so this is where the nutritionist diagnosis is different from the medical diagnosis. Okay, the doctor will tell you you have type 2 diabetes. A nutritionist will tell you, yes, you have type 2 diabetes. However, it will go further to say hyperglycemia due to what is in inconsistent medication, um, lack of balanced nutrition or lack of balanced diet or whatever. So it's now broad and more extended. So we are now breaking it down. We're looking at your lifestyle factors. We're looking at your day-to-day factors, and one of the reasons why your blood sugar levels is uncontrolled. So to say we would assess. Aside from assessing, there is now the nutritional diagnosis. So there's the nutritional assessments that we do for you, which is like the MUAC and the height, weight, and all of that. So whatever assessment that we do at the clinic at the nutritionist perspective, and then there is the diagnosis that we make the nutrition or the nutritionist diagnosis before we now say, oh, we want to come up with a treatment plan. I will not call it treatment plan, but then a plan for you. So yes, it goes beyond the meal plan. So the first thing that when you hear nutritionist, everything that comes to your head is a meal plan, weight loss or weight gain meal plan. That's the first thing. That's the thing that comes to your head. However, yes, we do make meal plans because it is one of the things that you need in order to eat right. Because but then it's beyond the meal plan. It's also a guide in order to put you through on what to do. So yes, we play a great role in in doing all of that. Aside from that, we still do monitoring and evaluation. So we'll now monitor you and see if there's progress. Okay, so is there progress from the last time we saw you? You asked your HbA1c in the last 3 months, eyes your blood sugar levels in the last 1 month, eyes your lipid profile in the last. So we do all of that. We also play a great role in prevention of disease. So I say that nutrition is like the bedrock of preventive medicine. So yes, nutritionist plays a very great role, especially if you want to prevent things like obesity, diabetes, and many others. So nutritionist plays a very diverse role. The only sad part is that we do not have so how do I put it? The profession is just becoming quite popular in Nigeria as compared to other countries. So you might not be seeing a nutritionist. And funny enough, a lot of clients will see the nutritionist in the hospital, but they don't know that they are nutritionists. I've had clients come into my office and then or come into my consulting room, and after then they are like referring to me as a doctor. I'm like, no, I'm not your doctor. I'm a nutritionist. I'm not a medical doctor. So sometimes I have to correct that notion. So they just believe that everybody that is providing care to them, especially if you are consulting, you're a doctor.
Oh, nice one. I like the fact you mentioned nutrition as the bedrock of preventive medicine. If I were to go further, then I will ask you right now, what is the relationship between what we eat and our health? Most times, people just wake up, we eat whatever we want to eat, especially if you live in this part of the world where you have to wake up very early in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
You are in traffic, you get to work, you close very late, you get home very late, so you don't really care and you don't pay attention to what you eat. So what is the relationship between the food we eat and our health, or what is the relationship between our nutrition and our health, if I may say?
Okay. So for every organ, for every part of your body that is functioning, there is definitely a vital nutrient that is allowing that to function. That is one.
Yes.
Two, nutrition plays a very great role. Like I had mentioned that nutrition is the bedrock of preventive medicine. Nutrition plays a very the relationship between food and your health. So when you we already know that non-communicable diseases are prevalent in our society today, especially things like obesity. And then one of the major thing is that obesity is the I call obesity the father of so many diseases, because once you have obesity, so many other it comes with so many baggage. So it comes with things like in the
Mhm.
long run there is um hyperlipidemia, there is probably hypertension, there is diabetes, and there's maybe sleep apnea and also many other things that comes in between. So by the time you don't eat right, by the time you're not including fiber, by the time you are taking a whole lot of overly processed food or ultra high processed foods and all of that, you realize that it's not so great. And the funny thing is that research is beginning to show that there is a link between nutrition or food and your mental health also. So there are a whole lot of things attached to it. So you need to understand that if you are not eating right, there is a whole lot of things that can happen. You might not see the effect at a go, or you might not see it at once, but it's a prolonged or compounding effect. So over a long period of time, everything now adds up, and before you know it, you are like, oh, where did this weight gain come from? Oh, how did obesity come into the picture? How did diabetes come into the picture? Even now you're seeing that, oh, the relationship between food and some cancer. So you saw that, oh, if you're not adding fiber into your diet, you realize that you are probably at risk of colon cancer and so many other things. So this is one of the major things that nutrition or food generally does in relation to your health.
Thank you very much. This is like a lecture. I like the fact where you mentioned you might not pay attention to what you eat right now. The consequences might not be seen today, but
Yes.
later in the future, you might
Mm-hmm.
start having the consequences of what you did with your diet years ago. And then you mentioned
Yes.
the place of nutrition and mental health with researches that
Yeah.
are ongoing. Please, if you are watching this live session right now, do me a favor, share this live session, invite your friends. Normally on this program, we speak in pidgin English, but I don't want to stress our guests. Like, I don't want to stress Pinyi. But if Pinyi tells me that we can do pidgin English, like, guy, let's do pidgin, let's touch a little pidgin, and I'll say no problem. But I just want us to continue like this so that we won't give him some stress. But normally, for this program, now pidgin with the break. We're doing pidgin to really make it easy for most people to understand, because most times the medical grammar, hyperlipidemia, your body mass index, obesity, elevated blood, and the rest. That is why we use pidgin English. But for today, we will not go there. So help me share the live session. Now, okay. Now I want to ask. I'm going to take your questions. People are already asking questions. Relax, 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 relax. I beg. The concept of balanced diet. When I was growing up, we're talking about balanced diet. You need to eat a balanced diet. And in this present day Nigeria, where there is sapa left and right, is it possible? Number one, is it possible to still attain a balanced diet? Number two, what exactly do we really mean by balanced diet right now? Or we don't care, just do what you can afford to do. Help us break it down.
Okay. So I want to correct the notion of balanced diet. So we have moved from the era of balanced diet to adequate diet. So balanced diet is when you say, oh,
Okay.
balance, your meals are balanced and all of that. However, when we say adequate diet, because now research has proved that nutrition is individualized, and whatever nutrition medication modification I am going to make for you would definitely not work for myself. So we are no longer in the era of balanced diet, but adequate diet. So adequate diet is what is right for you, what you need. Okay, so that is one. So for it, contrary to popular opinion that says that, oh, you cannot eat right at this due to T-Pain's economy, I'd say. But however, it's that's just that's quite funny, because you can still eat right using what you have. So I tell people that sustainability is the base of healthy eating. So you cannot be aiming for something that is not within your financial capacity just because you want to eat healthy. So all you need to do is just to work within your range, work within your budget, work within what works for you. And so for
Hmm.
every imported product that you want to get, there is a Nigerian affordable local product. So let me make examples. Okay, so we have things like ube, that's the regular African pear, and then we have the avocado pear.
Hmm.
The nutritional difference is little to nothing. They are literally almost the same thing. So you've either ways you've had avocado, whether it is ube you have, or whether it is the other kind of avocado that you want to have, you have had that already. There is shoko, there is tete, there is ewedu, there is uziza, there is name whatever Nigerian vegetable. You have access to that. They are not so expensive as when you say you want to go to places like high-end supermarkets in Lagos, and then you're getting things like
Hmm.
kale, you're getting things like asparagus, you're getting broccoli, you're getting all of that. You don't need to stress yourself to even have things like cabbage and all of that if does not fit into your financial capacity. You can always have your ugu, you can have your okra, you can have your ogbono, you can have all of that. Those are pretty much healthy. You don't have to wait until you buy berries, you don't have to wait until you buy grapes, you don't even have to wait until you buy a whole full watermelon. The watermelon that we have, I'm sure that around we see a lot of all these aboki and on with their wheelbarrow sell oranges, pineapples and watermelon. All you need to do, so you buy the pineapple, the cut one from them. You don't need to buy the old one if you can't afford it. Just buy the cut one, and when you get home, you try as much as possible to rinse it with water that already has vinegar, so that way it is quite edible for you to eat, or quite pure for you to eat, because compared to the environment that they are doing it. But if you can afford a full watermelon, no problem. If you can afford a full pineapple, no problem. So you don't have to wait until, saying that healthy eating is so expensive. You can always get your oranges. I tell people that the basis to eating healthy is getting things that are in season. So is it the season of orange? Buy orange. Is it the season of mango? Buy mango. Is it the season of purple? Buy purple. So it's cheaper when they are in season. It's cheaper when they are in season. That is one. Two, for your proteins of choice. So proteins now are pretty much expensive because of the
Mm-hmm.
state of the economy. So I tell people that it's not until you eat meat, it's not until you eat fish and all of that. Okay, so you can have
Mm,
beans. So plant-based proteins are also pretty much affordable. The price you probably get a kilo of chicken, if you are to use it to buy beans, compare the price of beans, how much is beans, and then you look at the price, you definitely will get more beans compared to the amount of chicken that you're going to get. Or you can maybe try dry alternatives. So I tell people dry alternatives is also good. So you can either buy your stockfish, you can buy your crayfish, you can buy your dried prawns, and all of those. Those are still wonderful source of proteins. You can buy your
mm,
egg. Your egg is also an excellent source of protein. However, for people with eggs, for eggs, we say that if you have cholesterol concerns, you want to try as much as possible to limit how much you're consuming. But aside from that, the only people that may be concerned with the amount you're consuming really are those that probably have hypersensitivity. So that because of at any point you think your cholesterol level might just shoot or go high. So we
mm,
want to try
mm,
as much as possible to also look at that. And that's why I said it has to be what works for you. What works for you.
mm,
So how many would you take? How many do I need? Okay, let's say me, I need two. You might need three to meet with your requirement for the day, depending on how the case may be. So everything, it still varies, but these are things I tell people that variety is also the spice of life. So you want to look at variety. So you don't have to restrict yourself. Today you eat rice, tomorrow you eat achar, next tomorrow you probably eat millet. So the thing is, I look for things that are locally sourced. Things that are locally sourced are very much affordable, and you can also try as much as possible to get things in bulk. So I tell people that getting things in bulk, if you God help you, you have a very really amazing friend or really amazing neighbor, you guys can always just put your money together, buy things together, and then you can split the things that you buy. That's another way for you to enjoy variety. So you can just
mm.
always just try different alternatives and different methods. So you don't have to be saying that, oh, healthy eating is expensive. Healthy eating is not really expensive. It's a thing of the mindset. Look for what works for you. You cannot be spend you cannot be spending 90% of your salary to buy food. No, it's not. It doesn't make sense. You just want to try as much as possible
Look
to
for
feel
what
look
works
for
for
things that
you.
fit into your budget.
Thank you so much, Vinny. If I was trying to stop you, something in me was saying, leave him, just let him talk, leave him, let him cook, let him cook. I said, okay, I should allow him cook. Then he said, okay, now it's time to talk. First of all, please, if you are just watching for the first time, we have a nutritionist in the house tonight, and we have Odukonya Loa, also known as your diet boy, and we are talking about what food should I eat. I've been seeing a lot of questions here. We are streaming live on Facebook. We're also streaming live on YouTube. I will come to your questions. Relax. I will come to your questions. I will come to your question. Relax. Please. I see your comments. But allow me ask my own first now, please. You mentioned something about egg. There's been so much controversy about
Mhm.
egg. I'm serious. So much. Doctor, I heard today that I should not eat egg. Doctor, and that person say I should eat egg. They say I say, okay, relax. Today, let me ask you, because there's so much meat online. As a
Mhm.
nutritionist, please, oh, can we eat egg or we should not eat egg? Who should eat egg? Who should not eat egg? What would be your professional recommendation with regards to egg?
Okay, so eggs are very great. Eggs are very good. They contain so much nutrients. Aside from the fact that they are great source of proteins, they also contain a couple of micronutrients, which are and all of that, which are pretty excellent. However, like I had mentioned earlier, if you
Mhm.
have um blood cholesterol concerns, this is why you should speak to your nutritionist. So we want to be sure that you're consuming the right amount and it doesn't affect your cholesterol level. So people with cholesterol concerns are the first people that always say we want to try as much as possible to regulate how much of the eggs you consume. How much of the egg you consume. So for example, if you have cholesterol concerns, you can still take your white eggs and maybe take like most of egg yolks in a week, but you can always have your egg white. And then
Mm,
for a regular person, um you can have maybe about 2 eggs a day. If you don't have cholesterol concerns, you can maybe have 2 eggs a day. However, I would say, why do you want to be eating only egg every day? You can't be eating eggs only every day. Like I had said earlier, variety is the spice of life, and that's what makes you
mm,
that what makes you get your nutrient from diverse source. So please and please, you can have about 2 eggs in a day. That's no problem, but it shouldn't be every day. You don't want too much of everything is bad. I tell people too much of everything is bad. So whatever you're doing, you also want to do in moderation. One of the reasons why we always try as much as possible to tell people to reduce how much you're consuming and this thing, because by the time you tell people, oh, eat this, eat this, eat this, they now abuse it, and then it now becomes excess. And that is one of the reasons why we always tell people, try as much as possible to speak with your nutritionist, and then your nutritionist can guide you on the amount or the proportion that you should consume that is adequate for you. Remember, we've
Uh,
moved away from
yeah,
balanced diet to adequate diet.
yeah. We've moved away from balanced diet to now adequate diet. In addition to what he said, in case you didn't hear what he said, as much as possible, try to speak with your nutritionist to advise you for you. Because there are comments on the internet. You can eat 4 eggs a day. 4 eggs might not be good for you, right? 4 eggs might be harmful to you, while you might need two. So whatever you want to do with regards to your meal, number one, he said too much of everything is bad. Oh, my network. Okay, I'm back. Always speak with your nutritionist. Now, let me take one comment, one question quickly. One, before I continue. Let me take one. This question is from Ophelia. Ophelia. Oh my God, my network. I don't know if you can see this. I'm trying to pin the comment here. It says, can a diabetic patient engage in weight loss journey? Ophelia
Okay.
Mana Dogo is asking, can a diabetic patient engage in weight loss journey? Can you please
Okay.
respond?
Okay. So technically, yes. However, this is why you need to speak with your nutritionist, especially if you have concerns like diabetes. However, most of the time we see people that clients with diabetes don't just have diabetes alone. They would definitely be obese. So definitely we know that one
Mm,
of the things is that once we start working on weight management, your blood sugar levels will come down. Your HbA1c would balance and
mhm,
regularize. So yes, a client or an
mhm.
individual with diabetes will definitely most likely go through weight loss. However, please and please, nutrition assessment also has to be done on you first to be sure that, oh, probably this client is maybe overweight or obese, because I can't tell somebody that is probably underweight or probably someone who is within normal range to have to go on a weight loss journey just because they want to regulate their blood sugar. And this is why cases like diabetes, hypertension, um hyperlipidemia, PCOS, amongst many others, we always say make your nutritionist your best friend.
Make your nutritionist your best friend. Okay, I want to ask one more question. Please help me share this live session. Your friends, your neighbor, your village people would benefit today. Oh. Share, oh. Help them. Share on your page. Invite them. They will benefit. I'm serious, honestly. Okay. One more question from Mimi. Mimi says, good job, Dr. Fred and Fee. What food should you eat or avoid to combat high cholesterol?
Okay. Okay, so for people with high cholesterol levels, one of the things that we want you to reduce is try as much as possible to reduce your overly processed foods. So when I mean overly processed foods, I'm probably talking about your fried foods. So first off, you want to try as much as possible to ditch frying and move to probably air frying or grilling. That is one. Two, you want to reduce your amount of saturated fat that you're consuming. So you see that meat, so you see that fat that is on your meat. You want to try as much as possible to, or your meat, you want to try as much as possible to reduce them, or even no, I did not even reduce, avoid. We want to try as much as possible to limit or avoid sources of saturated fats. So all those your plantain chips, you want to avoid them. All
Mm,
those your fry,
yeah.
you want to avoid them. All those your overly processed
Mm,
foods that would require the use of oil and all of that, you want to try as much as possible to avoid them. You also want to try as much as possible to avoid things, baked products like meat pies, sausages, and all of those pastry things. You want to try as much as possible to avoid them. Just trying as much as possible to create a balance. So the most important thing is that we have to look for what works for you, and this is why you have to speak with the nutritionist. So like I'd mentioned, things like diabetes, hypertension, hyperlipidemia, or elevated blood cholesterol levels, it has to be personalized. You cannot copy anybody's. You cannot copy anybody's meal plan. You cannot copy anybody's routine. And that is why I'm always taken aback when I see your coaches online, quote on unquote, your coaches online put you people in a challenge or in a group, and then they are sharing just one meal plan for people, and they are saying that all of you will do all the same thing for 30 days. I'm always quite surprised because everybody has an individual or personalized journey. It's not generic. The advice is not generic.
Mm. The advice is not generic. It has to be individualized. This is one
Yes.
major reason why, for you, you need to have a private session with a nutritionist. It doesn't work for everybody. Now, this one means a lot to me, Fee. Carbohydrates. This is how I want to ask my question. Sugars. This is what I see online. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
I see it online. Oh, on X, on Facebook. Sugars are bad. Carbohydrates are sugars. Therefore, carbohydrates are bad. Like this.
Okay.
I'm serious. I'm not
Yes.
calling anybody, but this is what I see every time.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I wasn't a medical professional, honestly, I will also be scared. I'm not like, what should I eat? Don't eat, don't eat. So I want to ask you today, oh, as a nutritionist, practicing nutritionist, please help me or help us. Number one, are carbohydrates bad? Should we now throw carbohydrates away? Please, will help us. Uh, what
Okay.
should we know about carbohydrates?
Okay. So carbohydrates are not bad technically. However, the source can be pretty much be of concern. So, the funny thing is,
Mm,
we're saying eat your fruit and vegetables, but I hope you know that your fruit and vegetables are complex carbohydrates. So, if
mm-hmm,
carbohydrates is one of the things that already have the worst PR on this earth, because everybody is saying that
mm,
carbohydrates is bad, carbohydrates is bad, carbohydrates is bad. But you are still saying, oh, take your fruit and vegetables, take your millet, take your fiber, and as the case may be. But I hope you know that those things are complex carbohydrates. Okay, so we have carbohydrates, we have the simple carbohydrate, we have the complex carbohydrate. So yes, technically, the simple carbohydrate will spike up your blood sugar levels or raise your blood sugar levels. Yes, as a normal person. However, you need to understand this. So I'm going to be talking to two separate individuals. So I'm going to be talking to people that do not have blood sugar concerns and people that have blood sugar concerns. So for people who do not have blood sugar concerns, even if you test your blood sugar after eating, there is no how it will still not go up. This is the body
mm-hmm.
metabolism. There's no how it will not go up your blood sugar. But then after 2 hours, then you see that the blood sugar levels has gone back to normal. And that's even why when you go to the hospital and they practice and they do OGTT for you just because they want to check your blood sugar levels and the response after 2 hours. Yes. So if you eat and then your blood sugar level does still not show any kind of this thing, I should even be more concerned if there is no concern, if there is no movement or anything. So that is that. Okay, so as an individual, you need to understand that as you eat, irrespective, definitely there's going to be some shifts, increase and all of that in your blood sugar levels. However, you need to look at what you are eating. So we always say try as much as possible to eat complex carbohydrates because they have a fiber source. So you want to have things like
Mm,
millet, you want to have things like acha, you want to even have things like your bakaliki rice, your ofada rice, your brown rice, and all of that. So those are definitely your sources of carbohydrates. So compared to your regular white rice, compared to maybe your basmati rice and all of that, which has which has been processed and then all the external coating and all of that has been removed and it's just your polished rice and all of that. You want to try as much as possible to limit all of that. Things if you have blood sugar concerns, you want to try as much as possible to ensure that you also eat whole grains. So you want to have things like millet, you want to have things like what achar and all of that. So I have my measuring cup here with me to make it more easy as regards demonstration and all of that. So when technically this is how your plate is supposed to be. You have your so depending on your individual need also. So I'm going to just assume for myself, for example. So if I'm supposed to eat,
mm-hmm.
I'll take
Yeah.
about, let's say, two measuring cups of a vegetable sauce. So vegetable is complex carbohydrates. So let's say my salad, for example, I have two measuring cups of salad for the 1 cup. and I have 1 cup for my 1 cup for, let's say, my rice, which is my simple carbs. So rice, simple carbs, and then 1 cup for my protein of choice. So that's that for proportion or how I'm going to eat my meal. So for carbohydrate, yes, you want to try as much as possible to look at the source of carbohydrate that you're consuming. Your fiber source should be like the bulk of your diet. This is because aside from the fact that they have lesser calories, they also contain bulk, which would help you stay fuller faster. They help in regulating your blood sugar levels. They help in your blood
Hmm.
cholesterol levels and all of that. So just please, as much as possible, try to create a balance. Ensure that you have a whole lot of complex carbohydrates into your diet, which is your vegetable source and all of that. Your things like your yam are also excellent sources of carbohydrates. Those are like your starchy so do you want to ensure that you have things like that? Your potatoes are also really great. So you can have yams, you can have potatoes and all of that. Just ensure that there is a balance. And this is why variety is important. So variety is not just full expand your taste buds or let your taste buds explore, but it's also ensuring that there's a balance overall.
Yeah, ensuring that there's a balance. Complex carbohydrates are good for you. I like the fact you mentioned millet, you mentioned vegetables. There's been so much question here. Please help me share the live session. Now, there's something I do. I've been doing this since 2015 or 2016. That is, I try as much as possible to take one fruit a day. Maybe pineapple today, tomorrow banana, next tomorrow apple, the other day oranges. I try as much as possible to do that. But I have seen that there's been so much negative PR again concerning fruits. There are some nutritionists I have seen, in quotes, I don't know, but nutritionists, they say fruits are bad. This is what they say, honestly. I'm not here to drag anybody. They say fruits are bad. And when I try to encourage people that as much as possible, eat fruits with your complex carb and other stuff, I get comments like, but I heard that fruits are bad. So, what will be your own comments concerning fruits with regards to adequate diet, adequate nutrition?
Okay, so first off, I want to correct the misconception. So there's been a PR lately for carnivore diet, and these are the ones that are pushing the agenda of fruits, vegetables are bad. However, I always say it's important that you listen to a registered nutritionist or dietitian, someone who has been properly trained and who has gone through all the four walls of the university and who has clinical experience to guide you through your nutrition. So please and please try as much as possible to get your information from the right source. That is one. Two, your fruit and your vegetables are very good for you. Not only do they contain things like fiber, they are also excellent sources of your micronutrients. So you have like your vitamins, so you have your vitamin C, you have your vitamin B, so many other vitamins that you need. So you even have things like your selenium, it has things like yes, it has things like calcium, it has things like zinc, which helps with your immune system and all of that. So please and please try as much as possible to ensure that you're eating your vegetables and your fruit. You have your banana. Your banana is great. It has potassium, which helps with your
Mm.
blood pressure. Try as much as possible to ensure that there's a balance. Enjoy your fruit, enjoy your vegetables. However, if you have nutritional related concerns or health related concerns, please speak with your professional so that we can know that we are going to limit, that we are going to increase, and just ensuring that there is a balance. And please do not copy whatever it is that your um neighbor or your brother or your sister or even your spouse is doing. Yes.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for addressing this. Now there's a lot of questions here. Please start dropping your questions. I have a lot, but let me take your comments. But before I take them, help me share this live session. People are not sharing. No, people need to hear what Finyo Lua has to say concerning your diet and your health. So help me. Keep sharing. You're on YouTube, you're on Facebook, share. Let's go to the comment section and take one quick comment here. Let me take from this person. Eniola says, if someone used to drink soft drink, minerals, what we call mineral, every day, can it cause diabetes for the person?
Okay. Okay, so you need to understand that like I said, things like diabetes and all other health related concerns do not just happen in one day. It's a
Hmm.
compounding effort. So before So let me tell you how it works. Um, you take your soft drink every single day and all of that. Definitely it predisposes you to gaining excessive weight, and then before
Mhm.
you know it, you start gaining weight, you start gaining weight. Obesity is not controlled. Before you know it, there is issues with insulin. Before you know it, and all of that, blood sugar concerns happens, and diabetes and all of that. So it is not just that it is going from stage one, from level one to level five. It's a step by step process. So step this, so it moves from the excessive consumption of the soft drink to, oh, you're getting weight gain, and God will not help you. You're not somebody who is not physically active or exercises. Before you know it, weight gain. Before you know it, all this excessive weight is accumulated. Before you know it, and all of that. And so it's a progressive effort. It's not that you just move from coke to blood to diabetes immediately.
Thank you very much. If you are just coming, you're welcome. We're talking about nutrition. What food should I eat? And I have with me on the program today Odukonya Fioluwa. He's been talking to us what we need to know about the food we eat, how much we need to speak with a nutritionist concerning our health. And I have been taking some comments here. Let me go back to the comment section to take a comment here. It says from Dorothy, please, if someone was on fortified meal due to illness, after recovery, can the fortified meal that he or she have taken fatten the person up speedily? The person was on fortified meal due to illness. After
Mhm.
recovery, can the fortified meal that he or she has taken fatten that person up speedily?
Okay, so for fortified meal, I'm guessing that this person was probably in a state of malnutrition first. So when people are in a state of malnutrition, we try as much as possible to ensure that their meals are fortified in order to move them from the state of malnutrition to a better state, which is a normal state, and we see progressive results. Also, yes, in the state of malnutrition, because of we want you to get better, there are more, there are additional calories, there are all of that and all of that, and that is why I tell people that one meal plan cannot sustain you through a particular health concerns or through a particular
Mm,
health goal. So you have um you have gotten from a state of undernutrition to a normal rate. You are supposed to consult with your nutritionist again for us to now create a balance, another meal plan for us, for that to sustain you through your healthy weight period and retain an healthy weight. Not that the way you've been managing your blood, the way you've been managing your weight content when you were underweight is now the way you've been managing it when you already are in a normal weight range. So there is supposed to be a review, and that's why we technically say that we always have to have reviews. Okay, so a nutritionist sees you let's say October 1st, and then by October you're expected to have another review in 2 weeks time, or let's say a month
mhm.
max, and then you have another one again maybe after 1 month, or maybe in 3 months, so that there is another review in order to ensure that, oh, do we need to re-strategize? Do we still need to sustain what we are doing for a longer period, or re-strategize in order to help meet with your current state that you are on or you are in, as the case may be.
Mm. Thank you. If you are just coming, help me share the live session. We are almost rounding up on the program today. There's something I want to ask. There's a question here, but let me help this fellow modify the question here. Um, Sometime last year or 2 years ago, there was a comment or a post, an audio that said, if you are genotype or if you are blood group A positive, avoid this food. If you are
Mhm.
blood group B negative, avoid this food. If you are O negative, you are not supposed to eat this food. It went viral everywhere.
Yeah,
So I want to
yeah.
ask you today, for everybody listening right now,
Mhm.
with regards to your blood group, should you avoid eating certain types of food? Or are people with this blood group not supposed to eat this type of food? So let me pin the comment here. Let me just pin the comment here. The person says, this is it here. I want to know, sir, if one genotype is O positive, should he avoid taking oranges? I want to believe that this fellow is asking because he or she might have heard something before. So that
Yeah.
is why I'm now modifying it going further.
Oh,
So what would you say
okay.
with regards to
Okay,
this
so
question?
as a clinical nutritionist, I work with research and I work with evidence. Okay, so first off, there is no backing, scientific backing that says that you should eat for your blood group and all of that. So please and please, that is just misconception, that is just fallacy. Until the day where
Hmm.
nutrigenetics and nutrigenomics will come and prove anybody wrong, until then,
Mm-hmm.
there is no scientific backing, and so this is fallacy, this is misconception, and this is misleading. Please ensure that you are eating right, ensure that you are eating balanced, ensure that you are eating adequately so that you are not having to suffer from maybe malnutrition or maybe lack of deficiency of macronutrient and all of that. Because the funny thing is that macronutrient deficiency is one of the diagnoses that are not really noticed really so
Yeah.
fast in Nigeria, compared to things like obesity and all of that, which are like the macronutrient deficiency. Micronutrient deficiency is not always diagnosed so fast in Nigeria until maybe like complex situation has come into play, or maybe there is a complication. So please and please speak with your nutritionist, but there is no scientific backing that says that, oh, you should one blood group cannot eat meat or one blood group cannot eat fish.
Thank you very much for correcting that. Help me share. Oh, invite your friends. Now, with regards to misinformation on the internet, I know you are a member of WHO Fights, a group of health influencers whose job is to combat misinformation. Since after COVID, the level of misinformation on the internet has been so rampant. I'm more active on Facebook. The level of information of misinformation on Facebook is heavy compared to other platforms. Now, has there been anyone you saw, you came across, and you were like, what is this? Which one are you guys saying again? Which of them would you want to address today?
Okay, so I think some of the most alarming misconceptions I have seen on social media are things that we've addressed. So things like, oh, carnivore diet, please and please eat only meat, that they'll tell you to eat only meat and fish and remove your vegetables and all of that. Um, so basically, anything restrictive basically are like the biggest icks that I've seen on social media so far. So they're restricting you and saying that, oh, that you should not eat this, you should not eat that, and all of that. Pretty much overly restrictive and trying to um push an agenda. Let me put it that way. Push an agenda, which is one of the things that I always tell people. This is why you should ensure that wherever it is that you're getting your information from, please try as much as possible to get them from the right professional, because it's so sad that people can now come on social media today to post any information. People can be in the comfort of their house, people can be in the comfort of their office and just post so many misinformation online, especially people that say that because it has worked for me or because it has this thing. So recently I was going through TikTok and I saw somebody who did a 101-hour fast, and she was saying that water fast, and she was saying that, oh, it helps with weight loss. I could tell that if this girl could continue for the next 1 hour, she's probably going to collapse.
Hmm.
She's probably going to collapse. And then she was telling people, oh, I am taking entries for weight loss this I am taking entries for weight loss this month, so you people should sign up for the class and I'll be your accountability partner for 101 hour water fast. And you know the most unfortunate part, or the sad part about this thing is that by the time these people do all this damage to individuals, innocent individuals, or individuals who feel like, oh, because they have seen an influencer or they have seen an individual and they can follow their lifestyle, they come back to meet us at the clinic, and then your condition has gone beyond critical phase, and now you are putting me on pressure and or under
Hmm.
pressure, and you're saying that the state of Nigerian health status is terrible. This is because of your negligence. This is because of your
Hmm.
negligence where you have decided to follow whatever it is that you see on social media. It's just quite unfortunate that a whole lot of individuals will see people do their share their story about maybe whatever journey it is that they face, and they will tell you, oh, what did you eat? to get this? What did you eat to what did you eat to lose this weight? What did you eat to get to this size, or what, all of that? And I tell people, rather than ask people on social media about their experience, it's great to share your experience. You might be motivating somebody. However, why not just walk to the right healthcare professional? Fine, if you feel like, oh, you don't want to see anybody online, please walk into the nearest hospital. No hospital would employ somebody who is not licensed enough in order to guide you. So why not
Hmm.
just walk into the nearest hospital, or check as much? Always, I tell people that it's a big flex when you ask your dietitian or your nutritionist, where did you train? And any proper nutritionist or dietitian will be willing to tell you where they trained.
Yeah.
And so that way
Yeah.
you already know that there's a backing, and
Yeah. There's a backing.
this person
It's
knows
accountable.
where this person knows their stuffs. So please
Yeah.
and please, all the misinfo there's a whole lot of misinformation. I tweeted one day and I said there is no day that I come on this X and I am not seeing somebody promote one thing or the other. It's just so ridiculous. Is it detox? Is it
Uh,
miracle weight loss tea? Is it whatever? It's just a
Let
whole
me
lot of
let me share an experience. Somebody came to see me some time ago in the clinic. This fellow said, "Doctor, I have been stooling for 2 weeks, stooling for 2 weeks," and he said, "I need flagyl." So I said, "Come, flagyl is not for stooling. Tell me, how did it happen? What happened?" Trying to take history, only to discover that this fellow bought a weight loss tea online because this fellow wanted to lose weight. And I said, "Why did you buy weight loss tea?" Because somebody said, and this person was looking so tired, dehydrated. They said that you must take it for 2 weeks, that it will make you lose weight. I said, "Oh, baby, why? Why did you have to do this?" So, number one, weight loss tea is a scam.
yes, a very big scam. So they
Do
contain
you have
things
anything to
called
say with regards to all this weight loss hack, please?
Okay, so all these weight loss teas that you see online contains what they call laxative. So the laxative will make you go to toilet and all of that and all of that. So the sad part is that it is water weight you are losing. And the thing is that if you do not do something quite sustainable, which is have been on a routine, and you have seen your nutritionist and your exercise physiologist and all of that, that weight that you thought that you can lose in a rush, I promise you that you gain times two back by the time you're back to normal. You will gain times two back, because weight loss is not just about losing the weight. It's about the habit, and the habit that you have cultivated, which is the consistency, the mindset, and all of that. So the moment you try to look for a rush option and you rush into it, you end up rushing back. So let me
Hmm.
use somebody who has done bariatric, for example, because they want to lose weight. I promise you that if you do bariatric and you do not you are not consistent with your nutrition, you don't eat right and all of that, fine, you have done bariatric and all of that, you probably would lose some weight, but I promise you that you gain almost times two of the weight back after maybe a year or so, which is
Hmm.
now going to be worse,
Thank
because
you
if you've
very
already removed 70% of your stomach in the first day, please, what part of your stomach do you now want to remove again this time?
Thank you. As we round up, I want to ask you, who should see a nutritionist? At what point do we need a nutritionist as we round up tonight?
Okay, so everybody and anybody can see a nutritionist. So first off, contrary to popular opinion, you don't need to be sick, you don't need to be dying before you see a nutritionist. So I'll take it step by step. So first off, who needs to see a nutritionist? Someone who is already eating healthy, someone who is already living healthy. You want to maintain your healthy lifestyle. See a nutritionist in order to live longer and live healthier. That is one. If you have if you're sick, you're managing a particular disease and all of that, please see a nutritionist. Technically, a doctor would refer you to see a nutritionist after their consultation with you. So you are supposed to see a nutritionist. If you have fitness related goals, let's say you're an athlete, or maybe you want to lose weight, or you're a gymnast, or you dance and all of that, you're an athlete with someone who is physically active, you have to see a nutritionist, so there is a balance between your physical activity and your nutrition. If you're a caregiver, so a caregiver for someone who is sick, a caregiver for someone who is an adult, a caregiver for someone who has, like, a parent who has a child, you want to ensure that you also see a nutritionist, so a nutritionist can guide you through. So technically everybody and anybody, just looking at, but then people like caregivers, athletes, people with health related concern, people with fitness goals and all of that should specifically see a nutritionist. And even if you're living healthy, please see a nutritionist today.
Please see a nutritionist today. Let me see. There's a comment here. Let me see. It says, let me see. It says, "Thank you, doctor, for your useful information. I live abroad and I did comparison from your teaching and my family doctor. Your teachings are very accurate and useful. Thank you very
Yeah,
much."
thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. If we want to contact you, if someone is watching right now and the person wants to contact you for professional review or something, 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 how can you be contacted?
Okay, so you can technically send me a DM on Instagram at your diet boy, or you could maybe send me a message on Twitter at your diet boy, or you can reach out to me on Facebook at Odukoya Finfolua, on LinkedIn Odukoya Finfolua also. So those are like the social media platforms that you can reach me. But most especially to make it more easier for individuals, you can reach out to me on Instagram or on LinkedIn or X, as the case may be, which is Twitter. Your diet
Okay,
boy.
so you heard, you can search him out on X, on Instagram, your diet boy, and send him a DM. For me, the last time I did DM on social media to respond to comments was in 2022. 2022, I stopped responding to DMs for personal reasons. What I saw in my DM and the things, the experiences were not okay. So I stopped doing DMs. But if you want to reach out to your diet boy, Odukoya Lua, please, you can reach out to him in his inbox. But remember, he's a professional and always respect professional spaces. Well done. Any final question as we round up tonight? Let me see if I have anyone here. So we've taken your question on weight loss tea. We've taken your question on weight loss tea. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, we have taken your question. What can I do to lower my cholesterol level? We have taken this. I guess we have.
Yes.
Let's see. This is good evening on YouTube. Good evening. I think it's because of pesticide. That is why they are saying fruit is not good. No, not really. There has always been pesticide before
Mm.
2020. They've always been using pesticide in agricultural industries. I just don't know why people are now saying fruit are bad. Fruit are good for you. You've heard
Mm.
Fi Olua say that. Let me see. Super insightful and relevant session. Thanks immensely. Okay, so Fi, do you have any final words as we call it a day today?
Okay, so my final words to you is one, variety is the spice of life. Two, try as much as possible to ensure that there is a balance. Your nutrition and your physical activity goes hand in hand. Please ensure you also drink enough water. Please try as much as possible to limit getting information from unlicensed or unregistered professionals. See your doctor, see your nutritionist. Please walk into the hospital and get to see healthcare professionals. Don't wait until when you are fully sick. Please get your health assessment check done. That way we can prevent so people struggle from or people suffer from what they do not know. Please try as much as possible to
Mm.
have all these things done. Your blood sugar level, your HbA1c, your cholesterol level, um your blood pressure. Please get them done, and then from there you can speak with a nutritionist or an healthcare professional who will guide you. Don't follow random influencers. Don't follow what they have to say. Follow the right professionals. Let them guide you so that complications is better. It's better for you to be alive and be happy than for you to end up that money that you say that you don't have. You not end up spending it in the hospital just because you have decided to follow what one individual has posted. Thank you.
Hmm. Thank you so much. This was very insightful.
Thank you so
Most
much.
importantly, before you take anything from anybody on the internet, always confirm, is this true? Don't just follow for following sake because there's doctor. See, because there is a doctor in front of somebody's name does not mean you follow hook, line, and sinker. Confirm from your family doctor. Somebody just said he or she, I don't know. Emmanuel said he confirmed from his family doctor. Abi, you have a family doctor. Confirm. one doctor on TikTok said this and I follow, you will just bite your way. See, you will bite your way. I'm not joking. And as
Mm-hmm.
much as possible, I always tell you that this information I give to you, go and confirm from your doctor. We're not saying this to make you happy or so you like us. We're just trying to make you understand that this space is very dangerous. Don't just follow anybody because one doctor said this and then I will now follow. No. Everything should be done in moderation. Thank you so much, Finion Lua, for joining us
Thank you so
today.
much.
I hope
Thank you
that some
so
other
much.
time we'll be able to have you join us again on the
Definitely.
platform. And I
Definitely.
hope we all gain value today.
Hmm. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Dr. Israel is just coming and we are done. Dr. Israel, how far? Dr. Israel, how you day? Yeah, welcome to Israel. Okay, so we are done, everybody. Thank you, Fee. Take care of
Thank you
yourself
so much.
and
And you
have a
too.
wonderful day. Yeah.
And you too.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Okay, for those who are just watching, this program is every Sunday. The program holds every Sunday by 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Every Sunday, 1 hour. If you come late, you miss. Don't come late. And we can't take all your questions. We want to be very conversant of our time. That is why I can't take your questions again. Dr. Israel, how you doing?
I'm fine. Oh, happy Sunday to all of you.
Yeah.
Sorry I
Thank
came late. I'm just coming back from somewhere. So I just, when I look at the time, it was still like till 9. So I said, let me quickly just see if I can log in and meet you guys, just to say
you.
hello.
Yeah, thank you so much. Everybody, thank you.
Yeah,
Help me share this live session. Today's session was very, very educative. And if you missed it, please try watch again. I always say, good life now waiting. Good life.
that's it.
Life now sense. Take care and have a wonderful day. Bye bye.